I'll solve this problem with my 4 hyper-intelligent brains. I'm hungry. I'm cold. I'm itchy. Where are the girls?
And welcome to the Game Over Man Retro Gaming Podcast. My name is Liam. I'm also known as the Gaming Numpty over on Twitch. I am joined with Johnny.
Hello, aka J-Bone DS. I don't know why I said hello like that. Excuse.
Hello.
I've been sitting here silently waiting to talk, and I've fucked it up already.
We also joined with Rick.
Hello! I just thought I'd carry on the weird hello thing. Yeah, I'm Rick, also known as Ostentatious on Twitch.
And we're also joined with Dean.
Hello. I'm also known as Dean.
Oh, fucking hell. We're not going to fucking start this, are
I'm
we?
glad
So
that's
today we're going to... So this is going to be our first episode of our mini Game Over Man Retro Gaming Podcast. I can say that so well. This is going to be one of our mini episodes, and we're going to have plenty of these to come up, and we're going to be talking about Mortal Kombat 1. I'm going to start the conversation off because, right, when I first got Mortal Kombat 1, I had it on the SNES. And when I got to school and I was going, oh man, I've got Mortal Kombat 1, I love it. And everyone's like, oh yeah, when you cut the heads off and there's like blood and his guts. I was like, what are you talking about? There's blood and guts. Like, it's fucking porridge. Do you remember when? So when I had the SNES version. So the SNES version, and then there was a dickhead who told me that there's a cheat on the SNES that you could actually get to turn the porridge red. So I sat down and I think it was in a games magazine that actually said if you type this number in, you'll get red blood. And I spent fucking hours and hours and hours, and then it turns out that it was just a lie, and the SNES wouldn't let you have red blood.
So, because what was it supposed to be? Sweat. That was what it was supposed to be, right?
I don't know. It was like beige, so I thought it was porridge. Yeah, well, I thought it was like puke or something. But then when you cut the heads off, puke. I don't know what it was supposed to be.
How fucking hard would you have to hit someone that every single time you punch them in the face, they go, "Bleh."
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's like you kick them in the stomach, it's like, oh, that looks good. But then when you chop their head off, it's like, yeah. But yeah, that cheat in a magazine, if anyone actually wants to check that out, it was actually a lie from a computer game magazine, and that cheat did not work. So, fuck you. I think it was Games Master as well, the dickheads. Hours and hours. I even got my dad. I was like, Dad, can you put this in on the intro and see if you can do it? And we had fucking everyone round. We want red blood. Didn't work. Not bad.
I remember when I was at school, somebody told me a similar thing. They told me that the invulnerability on New Zealand Story was type itchy arseholes in. Right, I fucking spent like all night typing that into my computer. Turns out that is actually a cheat. Like, they weren't taking the piss. Like years later, like I went for years saying like, oh, this prick just told me to type itchy arseholes in. Turns out it's a cheat. It is a cheat for another game. It just got mixed up.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I didn't know there was a fucking fake cheat in a Games Master magazine. That's mint.
Yeah. I'm sure it's Games Master. And if I'm wrong, please put it in the chat below. I mean, put it in the comments. Sorry. Yeah, and find out what it is, because I would actually like to know so I can send them an angry letter, even though they probably don't exist anymore. But I still want to try and send them one. So I mean, that was the first time I ever played Mortal Kombat. I mean, Johnny, what was your first time ever? The first time you saw Mortal Kombat?
I think it was the arcade machine. The first time I saw it. It's probably Matlock Bath, I guess, because there was the local working men's club which had Splatterhouse.
Yeah.
And there was one pub in town which had like so many different ones on one machine. But the first time I saw the proper actual Mortal Kombat, like all the vinyls on the side, like the actual proper machine, I'm pretty sure that was down in Matlock. Yeah, but
that was a thing of beauty as well, wasn't it? When you first saw the Mortal Kombat machine, I remember there was a cutout of Kano holding a heart, and I think it was Matlock, and I think it only lasted half a day before they took it down. Like, you can't have a guy holding a heart. You can't do that. But then I remember on the side of the vinyl of the arcade machine, there was actually like a Kano holding the heart still, and then there was like the Sonya Blade going, oh, shit. I think so. Maybe I made that up. Maybe this imagination didn't exist. But no, I definitely saw the cardboard cutout of Kano, because that's literally made me go into the arcade. And I remember I shit myself because I was like, Kano, look at him. He scared the shit out of me, Kano did. But yeah,
is that arcade still there in Matlock Bath because I've got
Yeah.
an excuse to go. I'm going to
Mate, I haven't been to Matlock
Yeah.
Bath in years. I'm pretty sure that it's a sorry sight now.
Matlock Bath,
Yeah.
of late, is just a world of disappointment and deceit. It's got all these amusement arcades, and you go in, and it's literally just penny pushers and fruit machines, and they just spit tickets at you, and then you spend 100 tickets to buy a fucking troll that sits on the end of your pencil or something. Shit like that is crap. Don't bother going.
That sounds like a
Matlock
man who's
Bath,
never
it's got-
watched Tipping Points on
It
daytime
has.
TV.
I'm
It's the most exciting show of all time.
There is in Matlock Bath.
To
There is one of
explain
them.
to
Got an
anybody,
arcade machine.
Yeah, it was-
an arcade machine. Yeah, you're right there. Liam.
I think it is. It's that one. I know the last time I went, it was only a few months ago, and it's that one where you pedal on the bike and there's bubbles, and you have to ride the bike, but you have to pedal, so you but you're flying on the screen, so you're like that.
It's not quite Mortal Kombat, is it?
No,
No,
like yeah,
it
I think
definitely isn't.
we need to make a little trip down to Arcade Club so we can remember what actual arcade machines are.
Yeah, we're doing that. I can't wait for that. 100%. So, Rick, first time you played Mortal Kombat.
Okay, well, I think probably the first time I played it was in the arcade, but in terms of the first time I owned it, you know, the SNES was luxury. I first played Mortal Kombat, first owned Mortal Kombat on the Game Boy.
Ooh, flipping heck. You couldn't see it. I hated the Game Boy version. You just get like it messed with your eyes so much. Every time they jumped, they blurred. Every time they moved, they blurred. When they stood still, it looked really good. But then it's like, ugh.
Yeah, it was awful. I think
Awful.
my parents thought, how bad can it be on the Game Boy kind of thing. So they decided it was like the safest thing I could have played it on for sort of how clearly I'm like 20 years younger than you guys. So.
Oh God.
No, but yeah, no, it was I think considered safe, and it totally was. There was not a lot of violence. You still had the fatalities and stuff. You still had, you know, the spine rip. They were still in the game.
It was
but
like 4 pixels.
just so low res. You're like
Yeah.
you're sort of squinting at the screen to work out what's happening. Yeah, it was like that. And Goro looked like a bag of chips.
To be fair, I bet he looked absolutely amazing when you got one of those magnifying glass things like clamped onto the front of it.
Oh, with the light on it as well.
Yeah. Put the light on, that'll fix it.
That made it so much worse, didn't it? It used to have like that glare, that sun glare on it as well. It's just so shit. That magnifying glass was terrible, and it was dead clunky. You couldn't even hold your Game Boy as well. What a crap contraption that was. Anyway, Dean, when was your first time you played Mortal Kombat?
The first time, probably the same as Rick, I played it in the arcade, but to actually own it, I don't know if Rick had it worse or me, because I had a neighbour who had it on the Sega Mega Drive, and another neighbour who had it on the Super Nintendo, and I had it on the Sega Master System, and that was terrible.
I didn't
Absolutely
even know it
awful.
came out for
It
that.
just-
I did not know it was on the Master System.
yeah.
Oh
I mean,
my
it's
God.
worth going to play just to see how bad it is, but it's like the Game Boy version, but it leads you down the line of thinking, oh, this actually looks pretty good, and then you play it and it's like, no mate, I've only got 2 buttons. What am I supposed to do with this?
I'm checking it out on the Master System
Absolutely
now.
terrible.
I tell you what, I played it on the Master System. I remember because you didn't have all the characters, did you? You only had 6 characters. I remember. Oh my God.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, because
There you go. I've learned something today.
I want to say the Game Boy version didn't have Johnny Cage.
Ooh, maybe not.
Here we go.
I can't remember.
The-
but
I am watching
Rick
it
for
now.
the
I
deep
can't lie,
cuts.
still watch
Here
all
we go.
day. Yeah.
Now,
So,
you see,
more-
with the Game Boy, with it being just a small handheld, it was actually a good game for the Game Boy. Saying it was just a terrible little handheld thing.
It was
wasn't
quite
good,
smooth on the
but
Game
for
Boy.
a
It was
machine,
quite
it's
smooth.
good. Yeah, if you play it on emulators, it's actually pretty decent.
Yeah, it wasn't that
It's
bad.
not
It was just a
Mortal Kombat,
blur.
but-
It's that blur. Do you remember the Game Boy had that blur? Like when you was playing Mario and you jumped and like
Yeah,
you
that
just
was
kept
it.
missing blocks because you just disappeared and like it just turned into a little fluff. Yeah, I hate that.
Turned
about
into
Game
a
Boy.
little
Absolutely
fluff.
hate it. Yeah, have you ever watched it when he jumps up? He just goes, and you just kept missing. So you like run back,
Yeah, it's
and
like
then
that
as you look back,
LCD
it goes
thing.
blurry, then you jump, and you just like, oh, piss off. I hate the Game Boy, except for Pokemon, but that's another episode. So my favourite character in Mortal Kombat, right? And this is ridiculous, because the only reason I played him was because of one thing, and it was Raiden, and it was the...
Yeah.
And I used to do that, and I used to beat my mate, because we used to play Street Fighter, but he was Street Fighter and I was Mortal Kombat, and he used to hate it so much, so I just used to sit there. But I think I remember it was like hold backwards for 2 seconds, forward, and A, and he would just do it. So then every time I hit him, I used to bounce back and just go, and that was it. That's all I did, and I just battered him every single. And then when people used to come around, that's all I did.
You're a man after my own heart. Like when I was younger, when I was playing like beat 'em up games, it was just spam one move. Just spam one move. Just go into a corner, crouch down, and just kick. Just wait for them to walk towards you.
That's the thing that Mortal Kombat offered, wasn't it? It was that fast punch. None of the fighting games had that. So it was like when you stood still, you could actually, if someone didn't know how to play Mortal Kombat, and you just went.
Yeah, it was actually quite different at the time, because I remember it was the first. I don't know if it was the first time it was ever in a game, but it was the first time I'd ever played a beat 'em up with juggling. We knock someone into the air and then you hit him again and you hit him again. It was the first time I'd ever seen that in a beat 'em up. I don't know if it's the first time that mechanic was ever used, but like that really did make it quite a popular thing. The different moves though, like I've been playing it recently and I've completely like lost my mojo. Like I'm just turning into just bash one button, jump and kick, like trying to do like the simplest moves. I'm completely fucked. I'm an old man.
It's amazing, isn't it? How like all the controls, you can open fireballs and stuff. You just master quite quick. But like the fatalities on Mortal Kombat, I used to struggle doing the fatalities every single time. I had them written down on a piece of paper, and that piece of paper slowly crumbled into like it had like tea spilt on it, and then like just fucking blood from I don't know, just playing Mortal Kombat, I guess. But it was just like this. Yeah. And I think I only managed, like, when I was younger, a few fatalities.
Yeah,
this is why I picked Scorpion. He was my main character. His fatality was hold block and press up, and that was it. That's all you needed to remember. Tear his face off and set him on fire. And that was the only reason I chose him. I remember being in a newsagent's with my mum and dad, and they wouldn't buy me a magazine that had all the fatalities in this magazine. So I ripped the Scorpion page out. I stuck it on my wall. And that was the early moves I knew, but that did. And I had that was all for the SNES, and I obviously had the Master System, so it worked well.
That's amazing. That is so good. I remember you used to buy the magazine so you could get all the moves and stuff on it. Love that. I wish they did that still, because that was like one of the coolest things that you ever got when you were a kid. You're like, this is the game I've got. These are the new stuff that I've got. Oh my god, they were the days. So who's your favourite character, Johnny? Anyway.
Well, weirdly, like my favourite character has always been Reptile, but it's like basically just the same fucking Sub-Zero and Scorpion, but like just reskinned as green. But it was really weird. In the first version, you didn't actually play them as a character, but you could unlock them as like a mini boss thing.
Yeah.
But the way you unlock them is nuts. Because I'm trying to remember what you had to do. It was always on the pit level. You had to get 2 perfects in a row, and you had to do it on the 1 out of 6 games when there was a shadow across the moon. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Right.
I think that's it.
Because he like pops up as you're playing the game and gives you clues. And he's like, perfection is the key. And shit like this. So he gives you like weird clues as to what you got to do. But if you did that, if you like got a double perfect in these certain circumstances, he'd basically drop in and you'd have to then fight him. But that's the only. He's not playable or anything. He's just like weirdly added into the original Mortal Kombat.
So weird. Did he have a fatality though? Wasn't it like he took his head off and it was like a really shit lizard and just went?
Yeah, I don't know because he was in Mortal Kombat 2 and onwards, I think, and I don't know if that was then that was added in, or if it was part of it. Like, well, that was what he did if he killed you in Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah, I can't.
It's
I
been a
remember
while,
it being
it's
in
been a
one.
while.
Yeah. I know we had a fatality. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Again, if we've got it wrong, please comment below and let us know what it was, because I'm quite intrigued, and I'm not going to go searching for it. I probably will after.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And yeah, because I remember like different fatalities of his. It wasn't the one where he like spits venom, and it like melts your face like acid or something. Like, but I don't know if I'm remembering ones from like.
That's Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah,
definitely. But we'll definitely do a Mortal Kombat 2 one, because Mortal Kombat 2 was just it was the best Mortal Kombat.
So yeah,
long shot.
My favourite character is a guy who's not really in it. Just to be awkward.
What about you, Rick?
Mine was Raiden as well, because on the Game Boy version, he was just, I don't know, you just had, this sounds dumb, but he had the best jump kick on the Game Boy version. And yeah, with just on those 2 buttons, I just got into a rhythm of just jump kick someone and then uppercut them. And that was how I beat everyone in the Game Boy version. You just cycled through jump kicking and then uppercutting them, and that was all I did. And I don't know, Raiden had a different jump kick animation to everyone.
It was, if I remember, it was a double drop kick, wasn't it? Is that right? Did I get that right? I'm sure he did a double drop kick, and that was like, and he stretched out, so it looked, maybe? Yeah, I don't know.
He definitely had more, he had more length on the kick, yeah. So that was how I cheesed the game to win on the Game Boy.
Yeah, Raiden was definitely by far the toughest. I remember fighting Goro for the first time, and he destroyed me for days, man. I hated Goro. I still hate him today. I still hate him. Even though I could kick his ass every time, not even struggle, but I still hate him. And he used to pick you up with 2 arms and just do that to you, and then you died. What the fuck? How are you supposed to beat Goro? And then you hit him, and usually they would fall over, but he just used to stand there, you remember? He just and then just keep walking. You're like, oh, fucking Goro.
Those are always the most frustrating bosses, where they've just got one move where they just like grab you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
I hated him.
Yeah, because even in like side-scrolling beat-em-ups and things like that, where you know, like Streets of Rage and shit like that, it's always those bosses where they just go, and they grab you, and you're like, well, fuck now.
No, I fucking hate that. Absolutely hate it. I mean, Dean, what's your favourite fatality?
Johnny Cage.
Well, obviously, the Scorpion one that I could do is my favourite, but I think we're gonna have to go with Kano, aren't we? Where he rips the heart out of the chest. That was the most graphic, and that was the one that triggered the whole age rating on video games. It set it all off. That was the one thing that kicked off 18 rating for Mortal Kombat.
It was the heart.
It was the heart. It wasn't like, because there was the pull the head out and the spine dangling, but the heart was where they drew the line.
Yeah, it was. And that's why I remember. I remember seeing that cutout. It might have been Matlock, it might have been a game shop, but I remember seeing the cutout, and I remember walking past it like, whoa, like that is like it fucking scary. And there's a guy holding a heart, and I remember and then I went past the shop and it wasn't there, so I went in to say like maybe I tried to persuade my mum to buy me the game, and I remember asking, going like, where's the guy from the thing? I've been told to take it down because all the parents are going mad. I remember seeing it. I remember seeing it all on GMTV. So people that are in America, there's like a morning TV in the UK, and they just basically sit there and moan about fucking everything in the UK. But yeah, in GMTV, I remember when Mortal Kombat was released, and the queues were massive. There was all the queues in the shops. It just got blown up. But then everyone was going, well, no, you can't buy the game because it's got blood in it. And yeah, I just remember when Mortal Kombat was released, it was just an amazing time. It was like you had Street Fighter, which was cartoony, but then Mortal Kombat was real people getting their heads ripped off. Oh,
was Mortal Kombat pre-Carmageddon? Because Carmageddon had the zombie mode, didn't it?
Yeah.
And you had to like unlock actual gore.
Yeah, which was on the SNES was Porridge again. Just so I can point that out. It was Porridge again on the SNES.
There was just one guy at Nintendo HQ who had a weird fetish for porridge, wasn't there?
Porridge. I think they must have.
Just like a fucking messy fetish.
Yeah, I mean, why couldn't you just make the blood purple or something? Do you know what I mean? Just so it's kind of similar, but no, they turned it into porridge, and it was just shit. I hate it. I didn't like Carmageddon. I didn't like it at all.
You didn't?
I really didn't.
Oh mate, I was,
No.
I was banging to it.
Not sure. No. My favourite fatality was definitely Johnny Cage. I mean, who hasn't ever thought about seeing someone who's mugging you off, and then all of a sudden you're like, I would love to uppercut your fucking head off, and and then the head flies off, and you're just like, so good. Like, I mean, what a way to kill somebody. If you're gonna kill someone and get him put in prison, that's how you want to do it. Like, oh, what are you in prison for? Oh, you uppercut someone's head off. It sounds like, yeah, I'll rip someone's heart out with my hand out of the chest, and you're like, fucking hell. But just like, yeah, what did you do? I uppercut someone's fucking head right off.
That definitely sounds like something you'd tell someone down the pub.
Yeah. I was walking down the street the other night. This guy went, "Give me your wallet." I was like, "What?" Oh. Head off. Johnny Cage wins. That's exactly what I'd say as well. If I ever cut someone's head off, I would say Johnny Cage wins.
Is that just so you could plead insanity at the court case?
I would. Oh my god, that'd be the best. I played Mortal Kombat. I said, yeah, I played Mortal Kombat when I was a kid, and I get like 4 years off my sentence. Fucking sue him.
Violent video games causing all sorts of problems down the line.
Oh, what a great move. I used to love it. And it was so insulting. You know when you had your mates round and you're just sitting there and then like you're just like, what? My head's off. And you just get dead angry. Like if you burnt them with Scorpio or you did the kiss, it was like the kiss was a bit.
Oh god, I forgot about the fucking kiss.
Yeah, the song when you watch this little thing go around, it's not like you kiss them. But if you uppercut someone's head off, it's like you just got dominated. It was just so insulting. Anyway, Johnny Cage was definitely the best fatality by a long shot. I'd still like, even when I play games and I uppercut people, I still think about that Johnny Cage fatality.
I'm surprised no one said Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero freezing someone and then smashing him to bits. Like that's the fucking
did
move.
He freeze him and then, did he punch their head off as well? Didn't he freeze them and then punch their head off? Or did he smash them to pieces?
He just smashed them to bits.
Sub-Zero.
Yeah, Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
Sub-Zero, he ripped their heads off and let their spine. Well,
Oh, he did. He froze them.
Oh, am I thinking of a later one where you actually like throw? Because there was one where you froze the guy and then you like throw something at him and he just goes.
Yeah, I remember that one as well. Yeah. No, yeah, because he was the one who did the spine. Because did he freeze them and then rip their heads off? Actually, that sounds a bit more hardcore than the Johnny Cage uppercut, doesn't it?
It does.
That sounds a lot more hardcore than the Johnny Cage one. Freezing something and then
they're all kind of not really nice.
the Sonya Blade wasn't that bad. That wasn't that bad.
Depends on who's kissing you.
It did leave like a full skeleton behind though.
Yeah, I suppose. Rick, what about you? What's your best fatality in Mortal Kombat 1?
Yeah, it would. I was going to say the Sub-Zero, the spine rip. It just looked so awesome as a kid to see that in the game.
Kid.
My God. Yeah, that was awesome. But you know what? The weird thing is, Raiden was probably my favourite character that I played on the game. But I can't remember what his fatality was.
Didn't he electrocute him?
Yeah, you electrocute them till they explode or something. Yeah.
Yeah, they just exploded. Yeah.
That sounds like a pretty obvious thing for the kind of
Yeah.
you know,
I know. I can't remember what Liu Kang's was. What was Liu Kang's? Because no one's actually mentioned Liu Kang, and he was like the star.
I was gonna mention him because he had like the goofiest of all the moves. Where he does the kick and then he just goes.
Oh, I love that. Where he just went. Boop, boop,
Yeah.
boop, boop, boop. That was so cool.
Oh no, I was talking about the one where he jumps up with his legs straight out and then just goes like sideways.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, the bicycle kick where you're like pedaling at someone's face. Yeah, I'd completely forgotten about that one.
Yeah, he was the star. That's who everyone picked. Everyone who came around my house would pick Liu Kang.
Never trust anyone who picks Liu Kang. That's like someone who plays Street Fighter and picks Ryu. It's like, no, they're wrong. Check that man's hard drive.
Eddie and Tekken. That's what it is. That's it. Yeah, definitely not. So, who can remember the name of the last boss that wasn't Goru?
Shaolin? Was it? No?
Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung. That was it. Now, did anyone remember? So, I didn't know. I can't remember this, but I watched a video recently of it. Obviously, because we wanted to talk about it, I wanted to like refresh. And Can you remember Shang Tsung used to change into characters? He used to change into all the other characters. Now, I don't remember him doing that.
at all. No.
No.
That's a shtick.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that, but apparently he turned into other people, and this is one of the walkthrough. It was the long play video that I watched, and yeah, Shang Tsung turned it. I can't remember that, and I'm sure no one can remember that. But then when I think about Mortal Kombat 2 and Mortal Kombat 3, he did morph into other people. Like you would morph into Liu Kang, do his fireball, morph back, and do the freezing, and you morph back, and he'll just change. He could change into Goro and everything.
So that's like probably another thing that they did first then, where because I know Tekken, I think Tekken 2 or 3, one of the end bosses like takes on all the other people's fighting styles.
Yeah. Wasn't that the kangaroo? No, was it? No, it was that was that robot,
it was the
wasn't it?
tree man, wasn't it?
Yeah, like a tree robot kind of weird Hopkin or something. Makujin, that's it. Yeah, dickhead.
He was a training dummy.
Yeah, I remember that. But anyway, we are down to our 30 minutes, so that was our Mortal Kombat chat. If we have got anything wrong, please comment below, because we do get things wrong. This is something that what we try to do on these episodes is be just trying to reminisce, talk about the games that we used to play. So if we've got anything wrong, please comment below, let us know. Check out our podcast over at SoundCloud. Just put in the Game Over My Retro Gaming podcast over on SoundCloud. We've got 2 episodes. There's going to be plenty of these mini episodes. There's going to be mini vodcasts. You can check this out as a podcast as well if you don't want to see our faces. Ricks. And yeah, so check us out. Thank you very much for listening. Click that like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thank you very much, guys, for joining me, and I'll see you all soon. Thank you very much.
I'll solve this problem with my 4 hyper-intelligent brains. I'm hungry. I'm cold. I'm itchy. Where are the girls? I'll solve this problem with my 4 hyper-intelligent brains. I'm hungry. I'm cold. I'm itchy. Where are the girls?
Do you like retro games? Come join the Game Over Man Retro Game Podcast. From Sonic smashing through his enemies to kicking ass